Okay. Good evening and welcome to Express Yourself. I'm LaSonia Johnson, your co-host.
Good evening, and I'm your host, Vernon Richardson.
Express Yourself focuses on our youth and their future. We intend to motivate and help build their self-esteem so that they can become the stars in which they truly are. We intend to give a lot of motivation, a lot of positivity, a lot of inspirations by just watching the show.
You know, as a family, we really do need to establish a new working relationship between the youth and the parents because we're losing them by the dozens.
That's where it all starts, right at home with the family. That's the foundation.
Do you know that 43% of our black African Americans serving 10 years or more are incarcerated?
That's a shame.
That's a lot of us behind bars.
And not just a lot of us, a lot of very intellectual people that are behind bars by just being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Indeed. Positive, strong, well-knowledgeable brothers and sisters at no expense.
Exactly. A very prime example of that, Vernon, is a friend of mine that I grew up with. He's an intelligent man, graduated from college, has a degree, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and his life is gone.
Well, you know, that's sad, but it happens.
It happens.
And what we need to do to try to encourage our young people, our young brothers and sisters, that we need to establish a new way of life. We need to choose and pick our role models, which are our parents.
Exactly. Our parents definitely bring us up in a positive way, and they lead us in the right direction.
Family morals is the #1 key here.
Exactly. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Vernon and a very special guest. It's all happening right here on Express Yourself.
I'm in with the in crowd. I go where the in crowd goes.
If you think smoking crack is in, then you're in for some news. Crack is so addictive, people will do anything for another hit. Robbery, assault, murder. And once you're into stuff like that, you might be getting in for good. Before you try crack, think what you're getting yourself into.
That's right. Hello and welcome back. My guest, a native from New York City, also known to associate with some of the biggest gang members in New York City, such as the Black Devils, the Black Spades, for 9 years. But this man has committed himself. He has changed to be a better man. I'd like to welcome the one and only Pastor Roland Kennedy from Outreach Temple from Northern Virginia. Hello and welcome to Express
how you
Yourself.
Doing, Vernon? How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine now that you're here.
Good.
I just say, you know, we had the opportunity to meet some time ago,
Yes.
and I was at my aunt's church, and Church International.
Yes.
And it was a very remarkable day for me and my buddy, Tony Lunsford, the director.
Yes.
Yeah, we was in the audience, and we were there, you know, praising God and what have you, and then you came up and did a beautiful, beautiful testimony.
Okay.
And that's what we want to talk about and share with our Express Yourself viewers just for a moment.
Okay.
Okay. From New York, let's take it from New York City. You started there dealing with the gangs.
Mm-hmm.
Why the gangs?
Well, Vernon, at the early 70s, everybody was in gangs. You had to be in gangs, mostly all boroughs in New York City. They had gangs everywhere. If you wasn't in the gang, you wasn't known to be about anything.
Okay.
So we wanted to belong to something, to feel like a family, to be cared about by other people, especially when you didn't have that.
Okay. Now, your parents, where were they at this time? I mean, you going through this gang bit. You didn't have the family morals back then?
Well, my mother, she raised us up. My father left my mother when we was very young.
Okay.
My mother had to get work during the day and go to school at night. So I was like, the man of the house,
Okay.
tended for my
Sure.
sister and brother.
So did you look for work before you join the gang, or you just didn't, or you saw gang power and you saw materialistic things? I mean, why not look for work? Why not do the right thing?
Well, the thing work was the last thing on my mind. It was about having fun, having a good time,
Okay.
and that kind of life. Selling drugs, not a job.
I mean, that was a way of life for you?
Way of life for me because, my father, he wasn't there, didn't have the father image around me. So I had to tend for myself, make it for myself.
Well, let me ask you this. Being in that atmosphere, being in the drug activity and being involved in the gangs, did you find that a lot of other people, such as yourself, left home for that reason, or was part of the gang because they didn't have that love and that TLC?
Well, I never said that my mother didn't love me.
Okay.
She did love me, but it's difficult for a woman raising up 3 children by herself.
Cool.
You had other young men who came in there for different reasons, who joined the gang for different reasons. Some was broken homes, some didn't have family. Some came for various reasons.
All right. Now, I understand that you, when you got 16, 19 years old, you got married?
I got married at 17.
So young.
Yes.
What encouraged you? What motivated you? You're still a young teenager at that time. I know love is love, but let's talk about 17 years old. You're still a high school student. You're involved in gangs, and you go get married.
Well, it was, when I looked at it then, I just thought I didn't take it how serious marriage really was. My wife, she was pregnant with my oldest daughter.
Okay.
And I just thought it was just a thing to do. I cared about my wife then. I didn't know about love the way that we know about love. And I ran around with different women. And I started out, I wanted to be a man at a young age, living a adult life, very young.
So what happened after that point when you got married and you were still involved with the gangs? Did you learn anything? What did you learn from being part of a corrupt organization?
Well, while we was in gangs, and I got married young, we were selling drugs. So I had to go out on my own. I left home at 16 years old, making it into this big world, thinking it was a big thing to do. When I found out that you had to pay rent and buy food and support a family, it wasn't easy like I thought it was. A lot of things I should have done, and if I had to do it all over again and stay in school and finish school, get a trade.
There you go, doing the right thing.
Yes. And so I even had this young lady come to me one day, and she worked for General Motors.
Okay.
And she saw me out there hanging in the donut shop, and she told me to meet her the next day because she was going to give me a job. And I never showed up.
Now you wish you had.
And now I wish I had.
That could have just changed your whole life, just, being part of that.
Yes, something positive.
Yes, yeah.
Living a positive lifestyle. The people I was around with, all they talked about was killing people, drinking and smoking and sniffing cocaine and smoking dope and crashing parties, shootouts, living that gangster life.
Now, what happened? We talked on the phone, and something came to me when you was in Central Park. Remember the discussion about Central Park? You were, the gang. You were running. You was running from another gang, and you was running into Central Park, and something happened to you at that time. Something that was kind of somewhat unexplainable to you.
Well. I've been in several gang wars. I had contracts on my life to kill me. We went into Brooklyn, New York. It wasn't Central Park. We went into Brooklyn.
Okay.
And we went in there to chase this other gang. We went from the Bronx, took the train all the way to Brooklyn. We got out in Brooklyn. these guys were waiting and these grown men started shooting at us. And so we ran right back on the train and head back up in the Bronx. This happened several times.
But your life was spared. You came so close to death.
I came close to death about 5 times. I was in shootouts. I was smacked up with pistols, beat up with bats. I had people have me against the wall with shotguns.
Okay. That's incredible, incredible. It's a wonder you're still here with us today, you know. But you served 2 years in federal penitentiary, you know, and then while you was in the feds, you started to change your life. You started to, repent, look to Christian life. What was that somewhat all about? I mean,
well, Vern, when I was in prison, I did 2 years in federal penitentiary. We were selling guns. We got busted by the tobacco and firearms. We sold a machine gun to the other undercover agents. While I was in prison, God was dealing with me. God was dealing with me, and I thought, that was going to be my life.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, it's remarkable that you're here sharing this story with us, because I think a lot of our youth need to learn and observe what has happened to you, because, we need to concentrate more on our emotions and our thoughts, because doing the right thing is very important, and you have changed your life around, and that's what we're going to talk about in the second half coming up. But also, we have a clip that we would like to share with our Express Yourself viewers, because this is you right now, 1993, a changed man, from the past to the present. This is what you're doing now, so positive in the community, in churches, in Lawton facilities, penitentiaries, all around the East Coast. I mean, it's wonderful. So let's take a look and share that with our Express Yourself viewers.
Okay.
I'm tired of waking up yellow as I am, dirty and dingy and stinky. I'm tired of being beat upside my head. I'm tired of living defeated because I'm somebody and I can make it. And I had to look at myself and I said, I am somebody. And I always have been somebody.
My subject is, I will not eat the king's meat. We read that Daniel, Shadrach, and Meshach, and Abednego, they were taken in captivity as teenagers. Praise the Lord. We read in how they said, how can we sing the songs of Zion? They said, well, we're going to serve God in darkness. Whether we in captivity, we still want to serve God. Amen. We make our gods on the material field. Oh, come on, somebody. You got some folk who worship the sun and the moon and the cattle. Come on, somebody. A lot of us are selling out for bread, for money, for fame. What are you selling out for? Those three brothers that want to be saved, come. Those three brothers that raise their hands that want to be saved. Come on, brothers. Oh, my God. Come on. Stand for me, God. We got ministers praying. Let's pray. I will rejoice and be glad.
my Express Yourself viewers, don't go away. We will return right after this message.
Mamas like you make my job so easy when you don't tell your children just how deadly crack is. But my baby's too young, you say. Yeah, and I'm hooking them younger every day. But they don't have the money, you say. Huh. Once my customers get hooked on crack, they lie, cheat, and steal to get more. So thanks for not telling Junior about guys like me. I just love getting first crack at 'em.
Hello and welcome back. My guest tonight, the Reverend Roland Kennedy from Outreach Temple Church in Northern Virginia. Reverend, let's talk about what we just seen here, what we just shared with our Express Yourself viewers, which was so inspirational to me. And, you know, I enjoyed every bit of that conjugation, that you performed in Lorton. But not only at Lorton, you're doing a whole lot of other things in the community. And just for that, up and down the East Coast. So why don't you share with us some of the other things that you do?
Well, I'd like to thank the Express Yourself Union and Tony the ability to share, allow us to come on your show.
You're quite welcome.
It's a blessing.
Thank you.
What we have an outreach overcomers on Saturday. It's for ex-drug addicts, alcoholics. It's like an NA program, but it's more, we talk about the Bible.
Okay.
And ex-drug addicts who are in the Lord now, who are saved now. We have our prison ministries. We have a shelter ministry. We go to shelters every month,
Excellent.
feed the poor.
Excellent.
We have a drug ministry. We hit the streets.
Wonderful.
And go into the community. We go into Oak Hill every second Saturday.
Man.
We even have a foreign field ministry, going to the Caribbean, going out of the country.
Outstanding.
Going to different parts of the states. But in the area of here, we're getting ready to go into Howard University, trying to bring services there. Really going out to reach out to our young people and say there's a better way.
Brother Kennedy, you are reaching out. You are definitely reaching out to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to commend you, and I'd like to wish you the best of luck to continue your endeavors, because you have so much energy. You're so positive, you're so strong, and when you perform, when you're out there giving your testimony, it's so real, and people feel that, and you're expressing yourself in numerous ways, and that's what we need to do. We need to really get back into the community and start from there and build. And by you going back into the community and providing your services and worshiping God and spreading that word, man, it's beautiful.
Well, Vern, if it wasn't for the Lord Jesus Christ, there's no way I can be here. And I give him all the praise and glory and honor, because it's him that delivered me, and it's him that can set young men free. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, how can the blind lead the blind? You all fall in a ditch. And if it wasn't for God to come into my life and to change my life, I felt like I was nothing when I was out in the street. Nobody cared.
Amazing.
I felt low esteemed. But when I gave my life over to Jesus Christ, I know I am somebody now. And I want to help my brothers and sisters who's as myself, especially young men. They see the drug dealer as he's the man, as an idol that they worship, somebody as a role model,
right.
The drug dealer because he has a Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, and the fast money. But life is short.
Very short.
See, it looks good on the outside, but the repercussion is jail, destruction, death. And most of our young black men are dying undestroyed. And I'm here to say there's a better life. Stay in school, get a trade, find yourself over and give your life over to Christ.
And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message for my Express Yourself viewers, because, we need that. We need that motivation. We need that self-esteem, because we're losing the battle, and we're losing so many people day by day because of the drugs, the activity, the materialistic things. and we need to turn our lives around. And you done that, being an ex-con, an ex-drug dealer, I mean, an ex-gang leader. I mean, being involved. See, here we go. I'm expressing myself to the utmost. This man did a 360-degree turn and put his life in the hand of God, and that's beautiful.
Vern, I just appreciate you, and I thank you.
Well, one other thing. Now, if someone wants to get in contact with you, you
Yes.
know, that needs that help, needs to come and see you and go through some of your programs, is there a way they can contact you?
Sure. My phone number is 703-765-8304.
Okay, repeat that again to our viewers here.
703-765-8304. And we have helped many people, as far as the young lady you saw, my sister-in-law, who was inside the prison, who was praising God.
Oh, yes, indeed.
We brought her from New York City. She was strung out on crack. And God cleaned her up, gave her a good job. She's married now to a minister, got a good car, got a nice home, and haven't been on drugs now for about 5 years. So we reach out into the community, and anybody that wants our help, I'm available to you. Just call. Thank you so much.
You know, that's wonderful information, man, and I'm quite sure someone that's viewing this show that will hopefully pass this information on and share it with someone that really needs the help. And you know, just like your sister-in-law was saying, I am somebody.
I like that.
I am somebody. And to my Express Yourself viewers, be all you can be. Stay tuned, because we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hello, my name is Elijah. I'm just saying, when you listen to what your parents say, when they say go to school, go to school. It ain't time to be out there selling drugs or you end up here, and here ain't fun.
And I just want to express myself to you youths out there today. Keep a positive attitude when you won't wind up in the place where I am.
My name is Michael, and I want to say to the youth out there today that crime does not pay. You're looking at someone that has a college degree, someone that used to teach school, someone that was an assistant principal, teaching some of you today. But I want to let you know that drugs don't pay, crime doesn't pay, and you can be whatever you want to be. I want to leave you with this message that find yourself a positive role model. It could be your mother, it could be your father. Just make sure that that person is doing what's right, and find yourself a role model and do right.
My name is Edward Branham, and the only thing I have to say to the youth of the world today is stay in school, express yourself, and be positive about anything you do.
My name's Julius Miller. I'd like to tell y'all, I'm young, I'm one of y'all. Stay out of trouble, leave the drugs alone, get your education, be positive, go to church and learn, because y'all need help. We all do. And we gotta look at our older generation and realize we're making a mistake, and keep the faith.
Hello and welcome back. There you have it, right from Lawton. Brothers giving it up, positive, concern about you on the outside. Reverend, what is your solution? What is your idea of helping the brothers that are incarcerated in the penitentiaries all over the world?
Well, my first solution is Jesus Christ, putting Christ in their lives. But with God, you can't go wrong. Second of all, we have a prison coalition that we can help young men and women that when they come out of prison, we can get them jobs, training programs, to try to help them in their family lives.
Great.
Minister to their homes and their needs. So when our solution is, if they need my help, we're there to help them on a one-to-one. Their families, husbands, they got wives, children at home. We're here. That's
Capable, able, and willing.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, your other projects, and I know that you're dealing with a whole lot of them, but you know, you've been focusing on the youth a lot, and that's good. That's great. That's wonderful. But you've really been going into the penitentiaries a great deal, great deal because I somewhat see the need, because we got a lot of brothers doing a lot of corruptive things within the penitentiary and the facilities. And, when we were down in Lorton, you had a couple brothers, come up to us and, say, brother, we're really glad that you're here, because we made them feel important. I mean, they was like stars. Everybody was a star in there, man. The cameras was rolling. Everybody was, we had a good time. But you yourself, you did an outstanding job, because your testimony was so outstanding. But now I would like to ask you, before we close the show, because we're running out of time, is there any last comments that you would like to share to our Express Yourself viewers?
Is put Christ in your life. He's one. Second of all, I'm available to you if you need my help. If you have a son and daughter that's on crack, or somebody who's in prison that's coming home, call me. My number is 703-765-8304. I'm available to you. And if we can work together, we can conquer this problem. But it's going to take teamwork to make the dream work.
All right. That's beautiful. And it's a real pleasure to have you here on Express Yourself. And I want you to come back later on.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to let us know how you're doing. Keep Express Yourself up to date of what's going on and what's happening. And matter of fact, Express Yourself, we're getting ready to go to South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Okay.
We're going to be going to April 26th until the 30th, until Gaffney, South Carolina, for a week's revival. And Express Yourself, they'll be there. We'll be videotaping, putting it on TV.
But most of all, we'll be bringing it back home for you to see and share the very positive message that this man is doing. So I say to you, good luck.
God bless you.
And God bless you.
Thank you. Shalom.
All right. To my Express Yourself viewers, don't go away. We will return right after this message. Hello and welcome back. I really enjoyed the show. I hope you did.
I tell you, that Reverend Kennedy was something else. And the clip that was brought back from Lorton, it's very powerful.
Superb. Excellent. Well done. Very inspirational. Very expressing. What can you do? What can we say? Express Yourself does it again.
Does it again. And to our Express Yourself viewers, if you have any comments or would just like to express yourselves, you can do so by calling us at area code 202-861-0207, extension TALK. Or you can write to us at P.O. Box 2337, Landover, Maryland, 20784. And to you, Vernon, you are somebody.
And to you, LaSonia, you are somebody. And to our Express Yourself viewers,
you're somebody special.
My